They're bright, they're active, they're bustling around.
Welcome to Father Fish and the Natural Aquarium.
It's important to get the right message here about water changes. If your water needs to be changed, if you need to get 25% of it out, then you need to do it. You do it. Try to do it with conditioned water, with water that's been sitting in a container for a while, preferably for a long while. We have a container here of a 70-gallon tub that's had water in it for about a year. We don't use much of it because we just go through with the faucet, but we're only doing maybe a gallon in a tank, so it's not having a significant impact. But if you're going to be changing 25%, use aged water. Don't use brand new water. There's a difference. There's really a substantial difference. In fact, if you can culture that water with some microcultures, it will make it that much better. Which is to say that the reason you change the water is to reduce the dissolved solids and the dissolved minerals in it, the proteins, the nutrients that can build up. And it's easy for it to build up, particularly if you have a few fish and not a whole lot of plants. It's going to build up. And so you will need to do some small water changes. I recommend 10%. If you do 10% a month, that's okay. Generally, you don't need to. You can tell by the action of the fish. It's subtle, but it's clear. Normally, fish are bright, they're active, they're bustling around. When they're not, when they're kind of moving more slowly, hanging around, look healthy, but not as bustling as they should be, that's a good sign that your water is becoming overloaded with proteins, which is impacting the fish. It would be like being in a smoky room. There's a level at which you don't really see it, but you feel it, you sense it, and you know it's an issue. That's a point where you need to do something. So do water changes when it's necessary. If you have a really well-balanced tank, you may never need to. If those proteins or solids are being pulled out of the water by the plants and by the substrate, your water may remain perfect permanently. It's rare that happens, truthfully. I have a couple of tanks where it does, and a couple where it doesn't. It's easy to overfeed, and it's easy. It's the problem with overfeeding is that it's easier to underfeed, and that's just as dangerous as overfeeding. If you don't have a substantial food web in your tank, then there are not the macrofauna needed to be able to provide nutrients to the smaller fish in the tank. Big fish will never get enough that way. But big fish are easy to feed. It's the little fish that tend to get overfed or tend to get underfed. So the solution for that is to get that food web built and get a thick leaf bed. We don't have it in any of our tanks. And the primary reason is we're in those tanks mucking around all the time. It would be a disaster if every time we had to catch a fish, we had to dig through 2 inches or an inch of litter on the bottom. It would just make it impossible. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because we're finally selling culture again. We're selling the microculture, and it's astounding. I've never seen a culture this good. It's really, really, you're going to love it. We sell it in a bag that's got air in it and water and the media. You will see instantly it is just full of life. So you want to get it out of that bag into your tank or into a resurrection jar or a larger container right away. We also are selling the leaves and pods as well, so you can get both. So you'll have nutrient for that culture. The purpose of the leaves is not to change the color of the water or add tannins. It's to feed the microculture. It's food. Treat it as food, which means you don't dump a whole lot in there because it's food. You put a little bit in, and you put a little bit in more later when you see what's there beginning to be broken down. You want the culture to build and to grow, so you will need to provide more, but don't try to do it all at once. You will overwhelm the system.